Hi, my name is Dan, and this video is one in a series of videos that I'm doing about the design of weapons and weapon sets for video games. It's part of a larger series of videos that I'm doing about video game design topics and issues. And in this one, I want to do a very quick run through of fantasy weapons and talking about weapons that are commonly used in fantasy settings. I'm very aware that this is probably stating the obvious for almost everybody who plays any kind of video games. I'm just wanting to do a few videos which are roundups of particular aspects of weapons for designers to just nail these things to the wall if they want to. So I don't, because this is mostly obvious, I really don't want to spend very long on this. I want to be able to rattle through quite quickly, so let's have a go. So firstly, most importantly, swords. Swords and fantasy are a very important connection, and swords come in all sorts of shapes and sizes in video games. I think you're aware of what a sword is, so and swords can vary from quite small, basic, simple items to very ridiculously large swords. And also you get the phenomenon in fantasy settings of named swords. Here's a version of Excalibur, probably the most famous named sword in mythology. So named swords, both in your own IP and in existing settings, are definitely a thing. And the relationship between the sword wielder and the sword is a subject of much fantasy topics. And also magic swords, so swords that have all sorts of magical effects, as well as the ability to poke, stab, cut, hit people with. So after swords, what else have we got? A quick run through of the most common other weapons. We've got bows, and here we've got elven archers. The idea of elves and bows seem to go together like fish and chips. And battle axes, and this is a kind of two-handed battle axes. They kind of maybe go with dwarves quite a bit in fantasy settings. You can have one-handed axes as well, so this is one with only a single head from Skyrim. Battle hammers, or war hammers, as they're sometimes called. These look like the completely ridiculous things to be able to wield. How strong would you have to be able to wield that? But in real life, but they're a great fantasy weapon. And then finally, daggers, which are strongly linked to the concept of thieves and rogues. The ability to slide up behind somebody in the dark and get them in the kidneys with something sharp. So that's pretty much about it, actually. Maybe there's a few more to mention. Shurikens, glaives, poleaxe, spear, morningstar's mace, lance, quarterstaff, slings, throwing knives, cannons, catapults, trebuchets, all sorts of things. If you look up medieval weapons, then they're all kind of things that are available for fantasy, or you can invent your own. Or if you really want to go slightly ridiculous, then there's always the spoon. And that's it from me for now.